Happy New Year. I've got a kitchen that's in a mess, but I've got a whole lot of things that I need to cook today. And I thought, you know what, I haven't done anything for you guys for a long time. So here you are. You can just hang out with me in my kitchen. All right. So I just realised I might need to change the lighting a little bit here. Hold on. That's a bit better. All right, so I've got a few things I'm going to make. So basically why I'm doing this is, why I'm cooking a whole heap today is our daughter's moving house tomorrow and Sunday in Ballarat. So I'm making things to take up for lunch and for dinner. Yeah, a whole heap of things. I've got to chop mangoes. We're going to do mango daiquiris tonight here. Team drinks. And yeah, anyway, let's get started because there's a few things to make. All right, so I've got my two thermies out, going to go into my week. And the first thing I'm actually going to make is I'm making a Mexican lasagna. Now, I've never made Mexican lasagna before, but they are keen Mexican eaters, so I thought I'd give that a go. So start cooking. You may be able to see that this is in ounces, so it is actually, in fact, an American recipe. Let me move that so I can give you a little bit closer. All right, so it is an American recipe. Trying to use the mouse to go next, but I'm not going to cook it now. It's asking me to heat a frying pan over a medium-high heat. Now, I did do this, and this is to cook the chilies. Now, it says poblano chilies, poblano chilies, which I'd never used before, but I bought a couple of jalapenos. And when I did a comparison, my daughter's not massive on really hot food, so I think the jalapenos are going to do the trick. I've got 2 of those rather than 6 of these poblano ones. And it says to do them in a pan. Now, I did start doing them in the pan, but they're a bit like sausages. You know how sausages, if you do them in a pan, they're going to roll, and they always roll to the same spot. All the chilies are the same. So what I've done is I've actually put them in the oven. And the idea is we're going to blister the chilies and put them in a plastic bag. I think I've got one somewhere, and then let the skin, take the skin off and then deal with them after that. So that's happening, but I'm doing it in the oven, and that's a really good tip for this recipe. A lot easier just to do that because you can have that happening. Don't have to keep an eye on them at all. Okay, so wrap the chilies in a paper towel, place inside a plastic bag until cool enough to handle. All right, now mozzarella. So it says mozzarella or Monterey Jack cheese. Now, I have actually just used this Thermomix and washed it. And always when it's cheese, it's always good to make sure it's really dry. So I'm just going to save the recipe there. I'm going to come through here. I'm going to turbo. Remembering with turbo, you always got to get out of it for the lid to release. Okay, and I've got a whole lot more water there. That bit out. But even if if your bowl seemed already dry beforehand, this does flick more water off the blade, so it's just going to make the bowl a bit drier. All right, so now I'm ready to put my cheese in. So it says 7 ounces of mozzarella. So as I said, we're an American recipe. 7 ounces. That'll do, because I know I'm going to do one lot and then I'm going to do the other lot. Now I've lost my lid. There it is. Let's quickly dry the lid. Measuring cup in, 5 seconds, speed 8. Okay, so it's going to ask me to put that into a bowl, and I know the next thing I'm going to do is put the next load of cheese in. So there's my grated cheese into the bowl. The other thing I've already actually made is the mixture for is Brazilian cheese puffs, because you can make that mixture up to a week ahead. And I've just got it in a a cupcake pen, which I'll show you in a minute what that looks like if you don't have one, and it's just sitting in the fridge ready to go. So more mozzarella. I don't know if I've got quite enough, but anyway, oh, there we go, not bad. Lid on again, chop the rest of the mozzarella. Okay, same deal, up to speed 8. Okay, and that's my Brazilian cheese puff recipe in the cupcake pen. Cupcake pen looks enormous at this distance. It's not that big, but it's great because you actually put the mixture in through the top, and it's got a little nozzle on the bottom. So when I'm ready to cook them, I can just put them, just squeeze it directly into my little mini muffin pans. So that's a really cool tip. And just got to get the chilies out of the oven, and I'll show you what they look like too. So here are my chilies. You see how blistered they are there? So they are well and truly ready. I'm going to let them cool. And back to this one. So transferring the rest of the cheese into the bowl. Sticky stuff. And again, here I could probably flick that off with turbo. But anyway, let's see what it says in the recipe. Okay, now cheating a little bit here too. So there's my grated cheese. Put that out of the way. It says 21 ounces of Roma tomatoes. I'm cheating. I've got a tin. Just because it was a little bit more convenient. Whoops. Probably should have 2 tins. I don't think I've got another tin. No, okay, we're going to be a little bit short on tomatoes. 1 garlic clove here. 2 teaspoons of salt. 2 big pinches. Black pepper. I've got pepper, it's going in. 3.5 ounces of water. I'm going to have to brush up on my conversions here. Do you know what? I'm just going to put that in. I know it's a bit more, but I'm obviously low on tomatoes. So pop my lid on. So this is actually, it's going to blitz it up, and that's really because it was fresh tomatoes meant to be. So I haven't done it for the full time, mainly because you know, I had chopped tomatoes, but actually I'm just going to check in the fridge to see if I've got any passata. You go, 0 waste, but it's a passata. Yeah, that's definitely passata. I'm going to chuck that in as well, so that will bulk up my tomatoes a bit more. And I'll just rinse that jar out with a bit of water. Get the rest out of it. There we go. All right, should be back on track now, I think. Then I'm going to add, it says 36 ounces, hopefully, I think I'm a bit over on this, of skinless chickens cut into sort of 1 centimetre pieces. So I've got all this here. I've chopped up already. It is skinless chicken breast. Okay, no, just about right. So that was just over 1 kilo. my hands. Okay, so I've got quite a full bowl here. I'll show you. I've got the chicken, I've got all that tomato. I'd love to have that tomato passata left in the fridge. Pop my lid on. Okay, and that is going to cook for 18 minutes. 212 Fahrenheit, reverse, because we've got the chicken in there, although we are going to shred the chicken later. And turn to speed selector 1. All right, so that's that one. Just clear the decks just a little bit. Okay, so push that one back a little bit and bring this forward. So that, right, that's what happens when you get enthusiastic. Stuff goes everywhere. All right, oh, okay. So with this one, what I'm going to make now is the sausage roll mixture. So I've cheated, again, you know, in the interest of time. That's a few things to make. I bought pastry, short crust pastry sheets. But what I'm going to make now, I did actually want to make these. I did want to make the whole pastry thing because it is gluten-free pastry, but just running out of time. So what you can do with a recipe, so this is, if I start cooking here, it's actually going to go through the whole pastry thing, which I actually don't need. So if I go back to recipe detail and scroll down, I'm bypassing the pastry, I'm coming straight to the filling. So it's asking me to preheat my oven to 220. That is done. Then it's asking me to line a baking tray. Hold on, I just realised I just literally unpacked this one. I'll do the baking tray in just a moment. 100 grams of onion. Now, very kindly, a friend gave me a homegrown onion. So this is her homegrown onion. I think it's a little bit low, and so I'm chucking a couple of bits in there too. 1 carrot. I've got carrot here. 5-second roll, a bit more carrot. I did 2 carrots because we don't do celery. 2 garlic cloves. And 20 grams of olive oil. I'm going to put the 3 seconds on speed 5, just chopping. Right down the sides of the bowl. So you could obviously add other veggies and things in there too. I could have put zucchini in. We do have some zucchini. Go. Lid on. It's going to cook for 3 minutes. All right. Whilst that's happening, it's asking me on the other screen to prepare the chilies. It says wearing rubber gloves. Gloves on. So just whilst I'm putting my gloves on, we've been having this really delicious breakfast that you might be interested in, and that is it's a Michael Mosley thing, and it's not cooked in the Thermomix. It's all done in a little pan, but it's a jalapeno chili egg thing. And basically, I do chop. I grate cheese in the Thermomix first, then take that out, grate my onion in the Thermomix, pop it into the pan, cook up the onion with a bit of ghee. So make your ghee in the Thermomix 2 hours. Don't strain at the end, just pour carefully. You'll know what I mean when you actually make it. Then you add in the jalapenos into the pan. You add spinach, which sort of wilts in there as well. Then you, when there's just the two of us, so just beat up 4 eggs, pop them over the top so it cooks a little bit like an omelette. And then just before you finish, you sprinkle the Parmesan cheese on top. Oh my goodness, what a hit. We were at friends on New Year's Eve, and next day we made these for breakfast, and we're going, oh my goodness, they are just incredible. So jalapenos, but that is a jar of jalapenos and sliced jalapenos. Anyway, let me get back on track. I have these 2 jalapenos. Okay, peel the chilies. I hate gloves. I hate gloves when it comes to doing anything in the garden, because I like to feel what I'm doing, and I know it's better, but I just like the, I don't know, I just like being able to feel what I'm doing. So here we are. It says, now, it does say to, I'm pretty sure, take out the ribs and discard the seeds. I might discard the seeds, but I do want a little bit of heat in there because, as I said, I'm only doing 2 of these rather than the 6 of the other variety, which I still can't get into my head what they are. So I want to keep a bit of heat in there. Right. Yeah, look at all those seeds in there. No, we might take the seeds out. Just get the rest of the skin off here. Oh, I said I hate it because I can't feel what I'm doing, but I don't need to. You know, when you've chopped chilies and you know, with bare hands, which is what I usually do, and then you rub your eyes and you go. All right, that's going to have to do. Cut into strips and reserve. Okay, that's one of them. Oh, I hit the wrong one there. Hang on. Let's just do this chili. All those seeds. I tell you, it looks really juicy chili. I think it said with these poblano ones that you can actually, you know what I didn't do when it came, I didn't do as I was told. I was meant to put them in a plastic bag and I didn't. I do know that works much better for actually getting the skins off. So that's my own fault for not following instructions. Did say with the poblano chilies that you can actually you can stuff them. They're mild enough that you can actually stuff them and eat them that way. So that's why I'm figuring that. Do you know what? I'm just going to slice them. Okay. So there we are. I've got my little chilies just sitting there ready to go. Okay, that means I can take, now let me get this into the bin first. Chilies over here. Wash my gloves as well. All right, so let's come back to this, which is our sausage roll filling. Allow to cool in the mixer bowl for 5 minutes. There you go. So it is quite hot. And what I'm going to do, it actually asks you, it suggests that you do 250 grams of beef and 250 grams of pork. Now, I'm not into pork. Not a religious thing, just many years ago, I went to a naturopath and she said pork is the hardest meat to digest. And she suggested avoiding it because of that reason. And I still have, I mean, I do have it every now and then. But what I want to show you was, so I am using grass-fed beef mince. Okay, it is Woolies brand. But what I love about this now, they have a sustainable packaging, comes in sustainable packaging. So when I take, let me put the mince into something else quickly. So pop the mince into this bowl and give that a quick rinse. And if I read the back, it actually says, tap to recycle, remove the top plastic, rinse, dry and set aside. After removing the meat, peel back the plastic lining on the paper tray. So on this paper tray here, there is a plastic lining. see if I can find it. A couple of nails the other day. That makes it quite tricky. Here we go. Put an edge here. So can you see? Down here a bit. Actually peeling off the plastic. Cool. Now, the plastic can go into soft plastic, and this can go into the recycling. So I think that's a fantastic thing. It's grass fed, so we know it's not full of grain. It is a really good quality beef, and they've done that as well. So that's a cool thing. All right. I know it's not quite hard. 5 minutes, but we're just going to keep going. Too many things to do. It says 250 grams of pork mince. As I'm explained, I'm doing 500 grams of beef. So that's going in. Next, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. I've just got the good old Lee and Karen's Worcestershire sauce. Yesterday, the teaspoon. Yeah, that'll do. A teaspoon of dried parsley. Don't have dried parsley. I'm just using a few mixed herbs. There we go. Salt and pepper. Salt. I have to say, I used to not be a massive fan of salt, but I helped at this retreat in the Northern Territory a couple of years, 2 or 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I think. And I really learned there how much salt can add flavour or enhance the flavour of what you're cooking. And pepper. Now you want to see what's happening here. Got my lid on. 30 seconds. Speed 4, it's on reverse. Just rustling around to find my oven mat. So the next thing is place dough. Okay, so it's talking here about a gluten-free dough. So all gluten-free doughs, it's a really good thing is to actually put it between baking paper or parchment paper, something that is compostable, and roll it out between there, because it tends to be a bit stickier. But this is not quite the same, and I did buy ready rolled. So I'm going to put my tin over here. Okay. And I'm going to bring my first lot of ready rolled pastry here. Cut the pastry into 3 even. Need a bit more mixing in here. I've got a big chunk of mince. Now I've lost mine. All right, so there's my mixture. Onion, carrots, everything. Cut the pastry into 3 even pieces. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go in half. Use this. I'm going to go into half of these, roughly. And I'm going to get my hands dirty here, I think. Just put some mixture on here. And another lot here. And then it just says to roll over. I love this because I've already got the plastic's going to help me roll that over. I'm basically going to roll that and just roll it over a bit more. I'm filling at one end. All right, that's one. And then I'm going to cut it, and I'm just going to cut that in reasonably big ones, I think, like that. It says to pop it onto the tray with the seam side down. So I'm just going to pop it on the tray. I'll show you that when I've finished them all. You can so see I'm not a perfectionist. Never mind. I'm feeding the 500 tomorrow for the smooth, so. All right, I'm going to roll this one. I'll roll this one towards you. So. Okay, I might just take that end off there because there's not much in there. Cut this one in half. Half again. Oh, I could use a sharper knife. One. Yeah. So the reason I was using this spatula is just so conditioned into silicone mats and not cutting on a silicone mat. And again, I've got a bit of light on the mixture there, so I'll take the end off there. All right, we've got one more lot to go. So another thing of pastry. Going to cut it down the middle. Okay. A bit more. So I'm going to try and put a bit more at the ends this time. I don't know where it is how it is where you are weather-wise. We've had a few storms. I've got a little dog by my foot here. Okay, so again, a bit of rolling. Push it up into there, roll it over so it's rolling over, and I'm crossing over the just rolling so I'm covering up the seam, I guess. I like that knife's a lot sharper. For the plastic. All right, so same thing, gonna roll this way. There we go. Okay, so I'll just chop those up quickly and then we'll get back to the actually, what's it asking me to do? I'm turning the speed selector to speed 4 on reverse. I think this is probably shredding the chicken, because remember we had the chicken in there? Yum. I'll just keep going with this. Done. Got a bit of mixture left, but I won't finish that off just now. We'll get these into the oven. Just a moment. So again, I will wash and dry that plastic, and that will go into soft plastic from the supermarket for a red cycle. Okay, so that's what they're looking like so far. Sausage rolls. What is it? Yeah, cut the roll into, I said 5. Place sausage rolls onto prepared baking tray. Repeat with the remaining mixture. Brush each with 1 egg, lightly beaten, and sprinkle with black and white sesame seeds. So I'll come to that in a moment. And then I'm going to bake them 20 to 25 minutes. Let's go back to, this is our Mexican lasagna. Okay. Just going to have a look. Trying to visualize, I can't do it this way. Great. Oh, sorry. Great big container full of oh, I think I've misted everything up. Add 3.5 ounces of white onion slice, 7.5 ounces reserved chilies. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is what they told me. Add 3.5 ounces of white onion. Well, I've only got brown onion, so it's going to be brown. And my knife. It was quite funny before Christmas, early December. Irene, Pearl, Boone, and I went to this class with Tony Tan, which was fantastic. Asian cooking, really, really cool day. And but it was really funny because he was commenting on some people's knife skills that they weren't very good. Luckily, he didn't see me chop. But I thought, well, hang on, I actually don't need to have great knife skills because the Thermomix does it for me. Anyway, so what I'm saying, I guess, is don't judge my knife skills. All right, I've got a machine to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to try and slice these. So Andrew's very good at keeping our knives sharp, so that is a bonus. So 3.5 ounces is about 100 grams. That's probably not quite enough. No, it's not. Oh, sorry, 4 ounces is 100 grams. It's probably going to be the whole onion, isn't it? Often I find whole onion can be 150, 180 grams. There we go. That'll do. It's going in anyway. Not going to leave anything. Okay, so now I've got 5 ounces. 7.5 ounce can of corn. So I've just got this corn. Drain that. What I love for draining is my simmering basket. I often use that as a colander type thing. Just drain these. What's going on? Well, over on the onion, under on the corn. Close though. Add the reserved chilies. Lid back on. 5 minutes on 200 and whatever. Speed 1. Get rid of my onion peel. Okay, and I'll just go back to these rolls. So I'm going to need 1 more sheet. So, 1 more sheet of pastry here. That one can go back on the stuff that's going back on the freezer. My knife. Yeah. Then cut that in half. It's probably really only on this one. So let me see. Probably only need half of this piece. A bit full. Okay. All right, I'm just going to pop that onto give itself a bit of clean. All right. So I'm going to pop dishwashing in there. 1 drop. There we go. And finish that. I'm going to come over here, do my pre-clean on a universal. There we go. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to keep going with this last lot of sausage rolls. Roll them over. Fiddly stuff. Don't you do pastry very often at all. So here we go. That's that one. And I just need to chop that bit off there. Fill this up. Roll this one. Ooh. Well, that's not very good. That's going to burst out everywhere. Anyway, here's what it is. I'm going to chop that one in half. That's going to be a funny one. Oh, sorry, you can't see. Look at this one. And I'm going to chop that in half and that in half. I have to confess, I bought Woolies brand pastry. Maybe I won't do that again. It seems to be a little bit flaky when it's not meant to be flaky, if you know what I mean. All right. Right, so I'm just going to put these on this. I love this. I love the fact that the mix shop have silicone that will actually fit the tray. So there's no waste here. It just gets used time and time again. Okay. That is terrible. Oh well, we'll see what they look like. Hey. All right, let's get that out of the way. Now I'm just going to grab an egg. Now, another little tip whilst we're at it, eggshells, pick them and your lemon rind, and you can just put them in your Thermomix, blitz everything up, gives the blade a really good clean. Right, so I'm just literally going to brush these with a little bit of egg. Yeah. The other ones, brush all of them as well. On that one. Okay, I'm just trying to find my battery. Oh, my battery's fine. All right, so I'm just going to now sprinkle a few sesame seeds on those. Let's say black and white. White, I've only got white, so I'm just going to sprinkle a few on these. And they are going to bake in the oven for about 25 minutes. So I'm going to pop these in straight away. Just noticed the time when I'm thinking in 25 minutes time, someone's going to be wanting these for lunch today. They're meant to be lunch tomorrow, but I'm sure we can have a couple. All right. So that's the sausage rolls done. So now I'm going to come back to the Mexican lasagna. So it's asking me to actually, wants me to deep fry some tortillas. Now, that's not my thing at all. So it says fry 8 corn tortillas until slightly soft and crispy. Fold a paper towel in half. Place the hot tortilla on one side and fold the other side over. Fold the paper towel in half. Oh, okay. So what it's saying there is you put the tortilla down after you've fried it. You fold a piece of paper in half, put that on there, and then fold the other bit over. So I guess it's just all to absorb the oil. Okay, and you keep going with that until you've got all the tortillas done. And then basically you're going to make the lasagna, and it's just saying basically you lay those tortillas out in the bottom of a tray and put half the chicken mixture over, and then put another 6 over the top of that tortillas. Spread half the sour cream. So there's 5 ounces of sour cream, which is like 125 grams, I think it is, of sour cream, and put some grated cheese on top of that. And then you cover it with the chicken. So basically there's a layer of tortilla, there's a layer of the chicken mixture, there's another layer of tortillas, then there's sour cream, and there's cheese. There's the other half of the chicken, more tortillas, and then you do the sour cream and the cheese again on top, and then you bake it. So that's pretty much what it's going to be. So yeah. Bake for 30 to 40 minutes. 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I had a really good tip from someone last year, 2021. When you're looking at Fahrenheit, basically halve it, and that'll give you roughly the Celsius. So 400 Fahrenheit, it's going to be 200 Celsius. All right. So I'm not going to do that tortilla bit. I'm going to have a little look at it. I might just pop them in the oven for a little bit. I don't like the deep fry bit, but that's okay. But that's it. So we've seen how to make the mixture for the Mexican tortillas, and also I've done the sausage rolls. I'm going to see if I can just get one more thing done. This is where I'm lucky to have extra bowls. So I'm going to take that off. So the other thing I want to make is you should see my kitchen bench, it's a disaster, is the milk chocolate and banana cake. Now, I'm not going to ice it, but I'm going to get it another bowl. And I have to have it at different temperature in the oven. So I will put the other oven on. Okay. Oven's on. 140. Line a loaf tin. I'll do that in a mo. Insert the butterflies. Now, just with your butterfly whisk, remembering always it's maximum speed 4. I think you've got the 4 corners of the butterfly. It does actually also say on here maximum speed 4, but you know, you probably never look at it. When you're putting it in, you just need to pop it over the blades, give it a little tiny twist, and then it won't come off. 2 egg whites from large eggs. Okay. I'm going to put my egg yolks into this, what the mixture I had left from the sort of glazing, if you like, the what do you call them, the sausage rolls. because, and we'll just use that in scrambled eggs or something tomorrow. So that's one yolk going in there. Save that eggshell. Got the other egg here. I'm just going to crack that and pop that egg white in here too. And pop the yolk in with my eggs there. Okay. So I've got a little sustainable top I'll pop on there. Find my baby one. So I'm hoping this little baby one will fit on top. Oh, she says it's going to be a tight one. Anyway, you can watch me struggle. Yeah, that's going to work. It will work. It will work. Just got to get those edge bits over. Oh, there we go. That's all right. So that's going to go in the fridge until tomorrow morning, like that, and we'll have it for breakfast. So I've got my 2 egg whites in the bowl, and it's saying without the measuring cup, because you need to keep a bit of an eye on this. 3 minutes, speed 3.5. So we've got to, until soft peaks form. So I've got to just keep an eye on that. All right, I've got something to pop those into. I've got a clean bowl over here as well. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just keeping an eye on my egg whites through the lid. If you'll be able to see this, but we'll give it a whirl. There we are. Sitting up there, probably fairly close, I'd say. All right, so that's only a minute, but we'll just check them. Well, I think that's definitely, you don't want to go any more than that if it says soft peaks. So I'm just going to, I presume, remove butterfly whisk, transfer to a bowl. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely, I don't want it any more than that. That was just a minute, and that will probably depend too on the freshness of your eggs. So there we go. Now, whenever you're scraping, try and go in a clockwise direction, because then you're going against hitting the rounded side of the blades, not the sharp side of the blades. Got my little four-legged friend wandering around here by my feet. She's so cute. All right, so I've transferred to a bowl set aside. Yeah, 200 grams of ripe bananas. So I've cheated a bit here. Quite some time ago, I made banana ice cream. We didn't eat it all, so I froze it. So this is the rest. Banana ice cream is literally bananas, frozen bananas. So I've got that out of the freezer. That's been defrosting, and I will weigh it in here now. I will do it. Just it's going to be a little bit more, but that's okay. I will have to wash my hands though, getting that off there. Okay. Okay, insert the measuring cup. So that's just actually to blitz them, and they are blitzed already because they one large egg. mother taught me I will break the egg first here. I'm sure it's fine, but you know, you don't, it's expensive to replace ingredients. So I've got my egg there, that's going in. Oh, 2 reserved. Oh, reserved egg yolks that I put in for breakfast for tomorrow, which I'm going to just chuck the whole lot in there. So there is no breakfast tomorrow now, not eggs anyway. All right, 90 grams of sunflower oil. I don't have sunflower oil, so that's going to be olive oil. And I've just got, this is just the milk we buy if we need stuff. I needed that for the cheese puffs as well. So otherwise, you can use almond milk. I just don't have any of that at the moment. I usually make it every week, but I've run out. Pop my lid on. And my measuring cup. Next, 20 seconds on speed 4. Get me in. I'm just going to show you my little friend who's following me around here. Yeah, where are you? Near my feet because it's been a little bit stormy. Anyway, here we are. That's done. 150 grams of caster sugar. I didn't prepare for this because I haven't got caster sugar. But easy peasy. Let's just get this bowl super dry. So we're going to just get this bowl super dry here by turboing again. So again, see a bit of water in the bottom there, tip that out. Give it a good dry. Actually, the weather out there looks spectacular. Beautiful, a bit steamy though. All right, so I've now got a dry bowl there, and I'm going to come to my scales, and I'm going to weigh 150 grams of sugar in. We could have gone a little bit less. And I'm going to pop the lid on, which is also dry. I'm going to just do speed 10 for about 5 seconds. Okay. If you don't have 2 Thermomixes, it's a great advantage when you have 2 bowls because you could just pull that off and put that on. But as I've got 2 Thermomixes, I didn't tear that together. But I know that was 150 because that's okay. Cool. 150 grams of self-raising flour. Everywhere with the gluten-free self-raising flour, and it was right in front of my nose at the very open. Now I have teared that one. Okay, we're 150 grams. grams, 100 grams of milk chocolate chips. Either dark, but the lovely Boone gets these for me from Costco. And they're just these little chips like that. One cup of soda. Okay, that's gone in. 4 tablespoons of cocoa. So I have this cocoa. It's from the Royal Nuts, which is in Melbourne, but it's concentrated. Okay, so I usually do half. Just got to open it up. Tablespoon. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons. Otherwise, I find it's just too strong. You know, some cocos have fillers. This doesn't have any filler. Okay. Put my lid on. 15 seconds speed 4. Okay, then I'm going to add the reserved egg white that we, ooh, looking good, looking good. There it is. I'm going to add the reserved egg white, which is here. There we go. Gently fold with the spatula. So I'm literally just folding as my mother taught me. All right. Yeah. Taste a bit of stuff. That's going to be good. Transfer to prepared tin. Now my tin, which I didn't prepare before. I'm hoping this is going to be the right size. Just not sure. Anyway, I'll put some in here, and I can always do some little cupcakes if unnecessary. This is parchment paper. This is all compostable. So into my tin. There we go. So I'll just pop it in there like that and pour this in. Now I think I'm good. I think I'm good with this tin. Oh, I've got to remember my sausage rolls. All right, now just hang on 1 second. I need to check those sausage rolls. Find a place to put them. Fine. Okay. There they are. They'll go down pretty well. 6 of them. You can see the mess in my kitchen now. I've got 6 others to pop in, so I'm going to pop them in the oven, in the top oven. Now, they didn't take as long as it said. They've literally been in there about 15 minutes. And I think that's because I used the bought short crust pastry. I didn't make the own, and the recipe was obviously using your own. All right, now a little tip here again. So I've got quite a lot of that out. I've got a bit of mixture left around the blades. Same turbo trick. Go to come into turbo. I think this might rise up. This cake is going to be good. Okay. So can you see now that my blades are nice and clean? So I'm just going to push everything down to the bottom again. Always push down to the bottom and always go around as much as possible. Sometimes you have to do a little bit back the other way, but as much as possible, go in a clockwise direction. There we go, so much cleaner bowl now. Okay, and then that is going to bake for 1 hour and 15. Remember, it's quite a slow oven. So pop that in. All right, now I've got a fair bit of cleaning up to do now because I've done all that. But what I'm just going to show you other things I am making today. I'm not going to make them now because I've got to do a bit of cleanup first. But we're coming to my week here. Be careful, I've got mixture. Okay, so I'm going to finish making my Mexican lasagna. I'm going to sort out those tortillas. I've got the bread rolls. I've made the milk, chocolate and banana bread. I've made Brazilian cheese puffs already. I showed you that. That's it already in the fridge. I'm going to make mango chutney with apricots. And tonight doing mango daiquiri. What else have I got? That's it. Okay, so the mango chutney, if you come down to the bottom, and this was my very good friend Kelly told me this yesterday, because she's got this amazing apricot tree, and she's got apricots coming out of her ears, and she's given me one lot. I've made apricot jam. I've stewed apricots, and then she said, you know what she did? She found an apricot relish recipe, and she made it. And then she thought, oh, it's not as good as the mango chutney that I'd given her. Great thing, living across the road from someone else with the Thermomix. We share things all the time. She said she looked at the mango chutney recipe, and she has made some of it. And you come to the bottom, and under, oh, she said it made it here. Anyway, maybe she made a different one to me. But basically, it said you can use whatever fruit you want. So she just substituted the mangoes with apricots, and it's delicious. All right, so I have my banana bread cooking in the oven. I've got some of the sausage rolls out, some of them in there cooking now, and I'm going to finish off that lasagna. But I hope you picked up a few tips along the way, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.